What if everything you've been experiencing lately, the strange synchronicities, the unexplained energy shifts, that deep knowing that something profound is happening isn't random at all, but part of an ancient cosmic pattern that Vedic masters have been tracking for over 5,000 years? Right now, as you take your next breath, you're about to discover the hidden truth that separates those who remain unconscious from those destined to become what ancient texts call the Dharmic guardians, souls, specifically chosen to assist in humanity's greatest transformation. The September energy everyone's talking about, the viral predictions, the collective awakening happening globally, these are just the surface ripples of something much deeper. Ancient Vedic astronomers mapped out these exact cosmic markers centuries ago, pointing to this precise moment when the karmic debts of humanity would come due and the great karmic reset would begin. But while millions chase external prophecies, the real transformation is happening inside you right now. The ancient texts reveal 3 distinct phases of karmic awakening, and you are entering the second phase, where your individual consciousness begins to align with universal truth and your true purpose finally emerges. Here's what the ancient Vedic masters knew that modern spirituality has completely forgotten. Karma isn't some passive force of past actions affecting your future. It's an active, living energy that can be consciously directed, transformed, and even reset completely. Imagine karma as a river flowing through your life. Most people believe they're helplessly carried by its current, victims of past choices. But the great yogis discovered something revolutionary. During rare cosmic alignments, like the one happening right now, the river itself becomes malleable. Its banks soften, its direction can be altered, allowing for instantaneous transformation that would normally take lifetimes. This is why you've been feeling different lately. Your body, which once operated on autopilot, now reacts in ways you don't recognize. Your intuition doesn't shout. It whispers softly, offering subtle but firm guidance. You might even experience episodes of sadness without any clear cause, as if something deep within is being purged and transformed. These signals aren't random. They're not coincidences. They are the precise indicators that ancient Vedic texts describe as the awakening of what they called the karmic sight, the ability to perceive the invisible threads that connect all actions across time and space. The pause between each breath hides a secret that sages have protected for centuries. In that moment of stillness, when the inhale has ended but the exhale hasn't begun, there exists a gateway to what the ancient masters called the Akashic field, where all karmic imprints are stored and can be accessed, understood, and ultimately transformed. Great spiritual masters knew this. In Hinduism and Buddhism, enlightened beings used specific breathing techniques not just to reach higher states of consciousness, but to actually read and rewrite their karmic patterns. Think of your breath as a master key. While everyone else sees locked doors throughout their spiritual journey, you hold the instrument that opens every barrier between the physical world and the realm where karma operates. But there's something even more profound happening right now. The September energy we're all feeling isn't just about personal awakening. According to the Vedic calculations, we are approaching what the texts call the Mahakala Chakra, the Great Wheel of Time, a cosmic event that happens once every 26,000 years when the collective karma of humanity can be reset. This is why you're different. This is why you see things others miss. This is the final line illustrating the closing idea. You are part of what the ancient seers called the Dharmic guardians, souls specifically incarnated during this time period to assist in the great karmic transformation of human consciousness. The false sense of scarcity that most people experience, the feeling that spiritual truth is hidden or hard to access, is actually an illusion. Picture spiritual knowledge as sunlight. It has never been suppressed or hidden. Like the sun that shines equally on all, the real spiritual knowledge has been preserved in plain sight within the Vedic traditions, waiting for those whose eyes have adjusted to see its brilliance during this precise cosmic moment. Ancient Vedic astronomy identifies specific time periods when the veil between dimensions becomes thin, when the normal rules of cause and effect become fluid, when karma can be consciously transformed rather than simply endured. We are living in such a time right now, and the September prophecies that are going viral are simply the surface ripples of this much deeper cosmic truth. Every signal you've been receiving, every synchronicity, every moment of inexplicable knowing is your consciousness attuning to this ancient rhythm. The great masters taught that during the Mahakala chakra, certain souls would begin to remember their true purpose, their dharmic mission in this lifetime. You are not here by accident. You are not experiencing this awakening randomly. According to Vedic understanding, your soul specifically chose to incarnate during this 26,000-year cycle because you carry within your very DNA the ability to work with karmic energy consciously and purposefully. This is the secret that separates the chosen ones from those who remain unconscious. While others react to karma, you have the potential to direct it. While others are subject to their past life patterns, you can transcend and transform them. While others fear the changes happening in the world, you can understand and even guide them. The ancient texts describe 7 signs that indicate a soul is ready to step into their role as a dharmic guardian. The first sign, time itself feels accelerated, as if reality's metronome has quickened its beat. Days feel compressed even though clocks show the same hours. The second sign, your emotional boundaries become permeable, like a sensitive antenna picking up frequencies from every soul around you. You feel their joy as your own, their pain as yours. The third sign, waves of inexplicable sadness wash over you without warning or cause, as if you're mourning something precious that you've lost but cannot name. If you're experiencing these signs, you're not becoming unstable or losing your mind. You are awakening to your true nature as a karmic alchemist, someone capable of transmuting the heavy energies of the past into the light of conscious evolution. The breathing technique I'm about to share with you in the second half of this transmission is not just ancient knowledge. It is the actual method the Vedic masters used to access the Akashic field and perform conscious karmic healing, not just for themselves, but for their entire lineage, past, present, and future. But what I'm about to reveal in the second half goes far beyond personal healing. The ancient texts speak of 3 signs that must align before the karmic portal opens fully, allowing for collective transformation of human consciousness. The first 2 signs have already occurred. The global awakening in September was the first sign. The increasing sensitivity and psychic abilities people are experiencing worldwide represents the second sign. Now here's something that will completely shift your understanding of what's happening. The third sign, according to the Vedic prophecies, involves the emergence of individuals who can consciously work with karmic energy, who can serve as bridges between the old paradigm of unconscious reaction and the new paradigm of conscious creation. These individuals must first master the ancient techniques of karmic perception and transformation. But the ultimate truth that the masters discovered, the secret they encoded within their most sacred practices, is that the power to reset not just your personal karma, but to participate in the resetting of collective human karma lies hidden within a specific sequence of breathwork combined with Sanskrit mantras that I'll reveal in just a moment. The ancient texts warn that this knowledge would be suppressed, hidden, and forgotten during the dark cycles of human consciousness. But they also prophesied that during the time of the great karmic reset, this knowledge would re-emerge, and those ready to receive it would be drawn to it as if by invisible threads woven by destiny itself. Everything you've experienced up to this point, every challenge, every awakening, every moment of knowing that you are different and destined for something greater, has been preparing you for what comes next. The pause between your breaths right now contains the gateway to your karmic liberation, and the method to unlock it has been preserved for you across thousands of years. The reason most people never discover this truth is that their minds are filled with the noise of ordinary consciousness. But you are not ordinary. You have been called to remember what your soul has always known, to reclaim what is rightfully yours, and to step into your role as a conscious participant in humanity's greatest transformation. But what I'm about to reveal in the second half will require more than just understanding. It will require the courage to step beyond everything you've been taught about limitation, beyond every belief about what's possible, and into the realm where karma becomes your ally rather than your master. Yet there's something even more profound about this third sign that most people realize. It's not just about feeling called to something greater. It's about your energy field literally beginning to vibrate at a higher frequency, preparing you for what ancient Egyptian priests called the crossing of the threshold. You see, when I mentioned that October 23rd conjunction earlier, I didn't tell you the complete truth about what makes this date so extraordinary. The Maya understood something that modern astronomy has only recently confirmed. This isn't just any planetary alignment. We're witnessing the exact same celestial configuration that occurred during the golden age of spiritual awakening, over 5,000 years ago. The same cosmic forces that elevated entire civilizations are returning, and your soul knows it. That's why you're here right now, reading these words. That's why the signs have been manifesting in your life. Now, before we reveal the ultimate method, I need to share something that might shock you. The reason so many people fail to complete their karmic reset isn't because they lack the knowledge. It's because they approach it with the wrong mindset. They think it's about erasing negative karma, when in reality, it's about transmuting it into pure spiritual fuel. Imagine trying to power a car by throwing away gasoline instead of refining it. This principle of transformation rather than elimination is what great spiritual masters throughout history understood as the alchemical secret. In Tibet, monks would spend decades learning what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes. But they had to earn this knowledge through years of meditation and study. You're receiving it freely because these times demand rapid awakening. The cosmic window is closing, and those who are ready must step forward now. The complete karmic reset method involves 3 phases, and each one must be performed with absolute precision. The first phase is what I call the recognition ritual. This is where you acknowledge every karmic debt you've accumulated, not with shame, but with gratitude. You see, every challenging experience you've endured has been preparing your soul for this exact moment. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Light a white candle and place it directly in front of you. Now speak these words aloud. I recognize all experiences as my teachers. I honor every soul I've encountered on this journey. I'm ready to transform all energy into love. As you speak these words, visualize golden light flowing from the candle into your heart center. This light carries the frequency of forgiveness, not just for others, but for every version of yourself that made choices from fear instead of love. The second phase is the release ceremony. This is where the real magic happens. Take a piece of paper and write down 3 things that have weighed heavily on your conscience. Don't write paragraphs, just 3 simple statements. Things like, I spoke harshly to my mother, or I chose fear over love in my last relationship. Now hold this paper over the candle flame and say, I release these patterns. I choose love. I am reborn in this moment. Watch the paper burn completely, and as it does, feel the weight lifting from your soul. But here's the crucial part that most spiritual teachers won't tell you. The third phase, the integration process, must happen within 24 hours of the release ceremony, or the energy dissipates. This is why timing with the October 23rd conjunction is so critical. The cosmic forces will amplify your integration by a factor of 100. For the integration process, you'll need to create what ancient alchemists called a gratitude spiral. Starting from the moment you wake up the day after your release ceremony, express genuine gratitude for 7 specific things every hour for 7 hours straight. But not just any gratitude. Each expression must be for something that previously caused you pain or frustration. What happens next is nothing short of miraculous. This creates a profound alchemical reaction. Imagine your consciousness as a radio that's been tuned to the frequency of resentment. Through this process, you're not just changing the station, you're rewiring the entire receiver. Instead of broadcasting the static of old wounds, you begin transmitting the clear signal of wisdom. Your entire energy field shifts, and the universe responds by sending you situations that match your new vibration. People who've completed this process report miraculous changes within days. Toxic relationships naturally dissolve. New opportunities appear seemingly out of nowhere. Their health improves. Their intuition becomes laser sharp. But remember, this only works if you complete all 3 phases with unwavering commitment. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful manifestation. This is advanced spiritual alchemy, and it requires the focused intention of a master. You're not just clearing karma. You're activating dormant spiritual DNA that's been waiting for this cosmic alignment to awaken. This activation opens the doorway to what the ancient Vedic texts speak of as Kalki consciousness, a state of being where past, present, and future collapse into pure potential. Those who complete the karmic reset during this conjunction period don't just heal their past. They step into a timeline where their highest possible future becomes inevitable. They become what the mystics call timeline jumpers. I've seen people use this method to heal generational trauma that's been passed down for centuries. Patterns of addiction, financial struggle, relationship dysfunction, all transformed in a matter of weeks. But it requires courage. You must be willing to let go of the familiar pain that's been your identity and step into a version of yourself that you've only glimpsed in your dreams. Now, as we approach October 23rd, I want you to understand something vital. This conjunction occurs only once every 5,025 years. The next opportunity won't come again in our lifetime, or our children's lifetime, or their children's lifetime. This is literally a once-in-multiple lifetimes chance to reset your entire karmic trajectory. Some of you are feeling resistance right now. That's normal. Your ego understands that this process will fundamentally change who you are, and it's fighting for survival. But your soul is celebrating because it knows you're finally ready to come home to your true self. The version of you that exists beyond all the stories, all the pain, all the limitations you've accepted as reality. If you're feeling called to begin this process, trust that calling. It's not coming from your mind. It's coming from the deepest part of your being that remembers who you really are. Start preparing now. Gather your materials. Choose your sacred space. Mark October 23rd on your calendar, not as just another date, but as your spiritual rebirth day. The conjunction begins at 3:33 a.m. Universal Time on October 23rd and reaches peak intensity at 11:11 p.m. Those numbers aren't coincidental. They're cosmic confirmation that this is indeed the prophesied moment of mass awakening. Perform your recognition ritual during the morning hours, your release ceremony at sunset, and your integration process beginning the following dawn. Now you possess what ancient masters spent lifetimes seeking, the complete understanding of karmic transformation during humanity's rarest cosmic window. You've discovered why your body has been changing, why your intuition speaks differently, why you feel the acceleration of time itself. These weren't random experiences. They were your soul preparing for this exact moment of conscious awakening. You've been given the 3-phase method that Vedic seers guarded for millennia: recognition, release, and integration. You understand the cosmic significance of October 23rd and why this 26,000-year cycle chose you as a dharmic guardian. Most importantly, you now recognize that every challenge you've faced has been preparing you for this transformation. As you prepare for your recognition ritual, remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about conscious participation in the greatest shift human consciousness has ever experienced. Trust the process you've learned. Trust the timing you've been given. Trust the ancient wisdom that has guided you to this moment. Your journey into conscious karmic mastery begins now. The universe has been calling you home your entire life, and finally, you're ready to answer.